Hi everyone, this next practice is going to be a short power flow. I know lots of you have been struggling for time. So this is just a short power flow to find some strength. So we are going to come into a downward facing dog to start. And then in your downward facing dog, I want you just to walk out your dog, create some movement, pedaling out through the legs, maybe swaying the hips a little bit. And then from here, we're going to take an inhale, tip forwards into a plank pose, shoulders over the wrists. Take a moment to pause. I want you to press the mat away so you're really rounding through the upper back. You're drawing your chin in like a double chin rather than tucking your chin to your chest. Then the ribs are pulling up, the belly's pulling up, the bum is active, so you're hugging the outer hips in. Thighs engaged. One more big breath in. Exhale, let's lower knees. And then chest, come all the way down, lots of control. Inhale, we're going to lift to a baby cobra. Exhale, you're going to press back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, let's tip forwards into that plank again. As you exhale, your choice, knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog when you're ready. Let's walk the feet to the hands at the front of the mat. Ragdoll, swaying the body, releasing the back of the neck. Interlace the fingers when you're ready behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, either hanging here or create some movement, twisting out the upper back, pedaling out the legs, if that feels good. Release the hands down to the mat, heel toe the feet together. Let's inhale, root to rise, sweep to stand, come all the way up. Exhale, fold all the way down, tucking the chin. Inhale, lengthen through a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float. Lower down, your choice, knees and chest or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg moves up and back. Exhale, let's step through. Keep the back heel lifted. Inhale, strong high lunge. As you exhale, we're going to lean forwards and sweep the arms back. Chest is low. On your inhale, keep the chest low. Reach the arms forwards. And on your exhale, spin the back heel. Open wide to a warrior two. Just adjust your feet. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach super tall. Exhale, spin both hands down to the mat. You're going to step back. Either move through a vinyasa or go straight to your downward facing dog, your choice. Once you're on your down dog, inhale, left leg moves up and back behind. Exhale, big step through, back heel stays lifted. Inhale, strong high lunge. As you exhale, lean forward, sweep those arms back, chest is low. Inhale, arms are going to move forwards. Exhale, spin the back heel, open wide, warrior two. Let's inhale, reverse, reach super tall. Exhale, bring both hands down to the mat. Step back, vinyasa, or straight to your downward facing dog. Okay, so once you get to your downward facing dog, take a moment to breathe. When you're ready, walk your feet halfway in, bunny hops, or a little split leg handstand practice. So those of you who do not want to come into like proper hops, you're just going to start to create the shape. So you're going to lift the right leg to the sky, shoulders shift over the wrists, lift the left heel so you're right up onto those left tiptoes. That is where you stay, and then you just swap over. So the left leg goes to the sky, shift shoulders over the wrists. You reach the right heel tall, lift, lift, lift. We're going to meet at the front of the mat. Feet together, toes touching. Chair pose when you're ready. Bend the knees, lift the chest. Big breath in. As you exhale, hands to heart center, let's twist to the right. Left elbow wraps around that right thigh, open through the chest. Inhale, come back to your chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart center, we twist to the left hand side. Right elbow wraps around, open the chest. Inhale, come back to that chair pose. And exhale, fold and tuck the chin. Inhale, lengthen through a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float, vinyasa, or straight to your downward facing dog, your choice. Remember, reset the focus, reset the breath. From your down dog, inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, shift the weight forwards and round into the upper back. Inhale, move that right leg up and back. Exhale, knee goes over to the right upper arm. Get that knee in nice and tight. Inhale, move the leg up and back. Exhale, knee across the body. Left upper arm, again, nice and tight. Inhale, move that leg up and back. Exhale, step through. Keep the back heel lifted. Inhale, high lunge again. As you exhale, lean forwards and sweep the arms back. Same thing. Inhale, arms are going to move forwards. Exhale, open wide, warrior two. Inhale to reverse your warrior, reach tall. Exhale, bring both hands down to the mat. Take your time, step back. Vinyasa or straight to your down dog. Once you're there, inhale, left leg moves up and back to the sky. As you exhale, knee to nose, try to take out momentum, try and use your tummy a bit more. Inhale, move that leg up and back. Exhale, knee to left upper arm, don't collapse the shoulders. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee across the body, right upper arm, find your twist. Inhale, up and back. As you exhale, you're going to step through, keep the back heel lifted. Inhale, strong high lunge. As you exhale, lean forwards and sweep the arms back. Inhale, arms are going to move forwards. And exhale, open wide, warrior two. Inhale, let's reverse it, reach super tall. Exhale, bring both hands down, step back, vinyasa or straight to your downward facing dog. Reset the breath. So we want to think about this 360 breath, breathing into the chest, breathing into the ribs, breathing deep into the lower belly. Your choice, you walk your feet in halfway, you take a little handstand practice, or you think about a child's pose. If you're taking your little hops, land lightly as you come back down. Make sure you give both legs a little go. So if you're hopping up with the right leg, have a little go with your left leg. So I'm much worse with lifting my left leg. I have to keep going with it. Little hops. And we'll meet front of the mat, feet together, toes touch. Chair pose when you're ready, big breath in. As you exhale, hands to heart center, let's twist to the right, left elbow wraps around. Open through the chest. Inhale, come back to that chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart center, let's twist to the left hand side this time. Good, inhale, come back to your chair pose. As you exhale, fold, and then come straight into your crow pose. Those of you not taking crow, you take your seated squat. And you think about really lifting through the chest. And if you're in your seated squat and you're like, this is really easy, lift the bum a little bit. Like you're almost trying to find that place where you've got to hold more tension rather than just kind of sinking into it. Find some strength. Those of you in your crow, maybe you're moving to headstand. Maybe you're moving back to crow from your headstand. Wherever you are, you're going to think about moving through a vinyasa or just going straight back to a downward facing dog. Okay, from here, once you're in your down dog, inhale, right leg's going to move up and back. As you exhale, knee goes over to the left upper arm. So we find our twist. Now keep your shoulders over your wrists. Do not let your shoulders move away from your wrists. And if you're not sure, bring your knees down and have a little look at me. Shoulders don't move. I'm going to move to a wild thing. So I'm going to move my right knee open. The foot comes behind me. And I lift into my wild thing. Join me when you're ready. Some of you, maybe right heel up towards your bum. Think about pointing the toes and squeezing the heel in. Okay, we're going to meet in a three-legged downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. As you exhale, you're going to step through, keep the back heel lifted. Inhale, high lunge. As you exhale, lean forwards and sweep the arms back. Inhale, arms move forwards. Exhale, open wide, warrior two. Inhale, reverse it, reach tall. Exhale, bring both hands down to the mat. You're going to step back to a strong high plank. Big breath in. As you exhale, lower down halfway. Some of you might want to lower the knees for this. Inhale, you're going to press back up. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Last one, exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee goes across the body to the right upper arm. Now, keep the shoulders over the wrists. All you're going to move is that knee. Knee goes out to the left, starts to lift. You come into your wild thing with complete control. Don't flop the leg down. Once you're in your wild thing, some of you might think left heel towards the bum. Squeeze, 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 and point the toes. Okay, from here back to a three-legged downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. As you exhale, step through. Back heel's lifted. Inhale, strong high lunge. Exhale, let's lean forwards and sweep the arms back. Inhale, arms move forward, strong arms. Exhale, spin the back heel, open it wide, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, reach tall. Exhale, bring both hands down to the mat, step back to a strong high plank. Big breath in. Some of you might lower your knees, chaturanga press-ups. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Last one, exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, lower your knees, puppy dog pose. Take a moment. So in your puppy dog, hips are over the knees. You reach your arms forwards. Allow your chest to melt down towards the mat. Breathe. From here, we're going to lift up, camel pose. Pop the block. If you have the block, don't worry if you don't. In between the legs. Squeeze onto the block. Get the block so it's like the mid-width. Hands to the lower back. Squeeze the bum. Lift through the chest. Some of you might find heels. Some of you will stay here and find length. Good. Breathe. Think chest up. Think hips forwards. Hug the block. If you don't have the block, just think inner thighs pulling in. One more big breath in. As you exhale, come forwards, release the block. Child's pose for a moment. And in your child's pose, feel free to bring your arms down by your side. Feel free to kind of sway the hips from side to side. Maybe your knees are together, maybe your knees are wide. Totally up to you. Okay, from here, we're going to come back to a downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, your way to get through to seated. So you can hop, float, step. Coming through to a seated position, I want us to take Gomukhasana. So we're going to bring the left knee on top of the right knee. And in order to do this, you kind of want to come onto the outer edge of the feet rather than the sole of the foot being onto the mat. So the knees roughly stack. I have pretty tight hips, so I find this quite hard. Okay, and if this just like doesn't suit your hips, you bring the right leg out. The bottom leg goes out. Then some of you will just start to think about leaning forwards. And you want to feel this kind of towards the outer hips, the muscles around the bum and the outer hips. Some of you will stay lifted. You'll be like, wow, this is enough. I don't need to go anywhere. But if you want to move forwards, you might get a little bit more of a juicy stretch. Breathe into those hips. This is one of those poses that I find really tough, but I know I should do so much more than I do. Okay, so from here, we're going to do a little dance move to come onto the other side. So we're going to move over to the right. We're going to go all the way around, and then come all the way around. So you're stacking the right knee on top of the left knee now. So you would have gone around the opposite way to me because I didn't mirror it. So yeah, if you're lost, just stack the other knee on top, don't worry. Okay, and then from here, some of you will be like, yeah, I'm fine, I don't need to move anywhere. Some of you might want to move forwards and let the chest move forwards. You might get a little bit more of a kind of juicy stretch. Breathe into those hips. And then we're going to lift up. And from here, just release your legs out in front of you. Just give the legs a little shake out. And then from here, reach your arms out in front. I want you to round the spine, come all the way down onto your backs. With control. And then once you're there, hug the knees in. Just take a moment. Okay, coming up into a bridge or a wheel. Totally your choice. And just think, as you lift up, we really want to use the muscles of the bum. So if you're in a bridge pose, it's a great chance just to grab your bum and notice, is it working? Is it feeling like it's pulling in, hugging in? And then if you want to, you can interlace the fingers underneath your back and walk the shoulder blades together. Try and draw the ribs in and try and traction the heels back. And then if you're in your wheel pose, feel free, play with variations. Maybe in your bridge, you think about lifting one leg to the sky and slowly lowering down with control, lifting the other leg to the sky, trying to keep really steady, slowly down with control. And then let's release all the way down to the mat, hugging the knees in towards the chest. And then we're going to end with our twist. So we're going to drop the knees over to the right, head over to the left, arms into a wide T. Just really enjoying your final twist. Big breath, the length of your spine. The more you breathe into this, the more you're going to feel. Knees back to center. Let's drop them over to the left, head over to the right. Big breaths. And then let's come back to center. Give your knees a final hug, a final squeeze. Any additional wiggles you want to take. If you want to take an inversion, a shoulder stand, a headstand, go for it. Because this is a short flow, I'm going to end here. So we're just going to take a big breath in through the nose. Clear it out through the mouth. And just start to find your way to your Shavasana. Release the arms, release the legs. Release the whole of the body. And as some of you know, I've started to bring positive affirmations, not only into my practice, but just kind of into my everyday life. So every morning that I meditate, I say a few positive affirmations to myself. And I've been kind of teaching this in class so that when we come into Shavasana, we obviously get completely distracted by all our thoughts. But once you notice that your mind has gone in all sorts of directions, I want you just to come back to the breath. And then I just want you to say to yourself, I am strong. I am happy. I am at peace. And then your mind's going to wander again. And as soon as you notice it, come back to the breath and you say those 3 positive affirmations. I am strong. I am happy. I am at peace. If you have more time, please do stay here. Otherwise, just start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Deepen your awesome breath. And when you're ready, hug your knees to your chest. Just start to think about coming up to seated, but take your time. Once you come up to seated, just keep the eyes closed, bring the hands towards your heart. And just say to yourself again, I am strong. I am happy. I am at peace. Let's end with a big breath together. So inhaling through the nose, fully and deeply. Open mouth, release. Namaste, everyone.